So we're back with a brand new episode of Walkin' Talkin with Tim. And as you can see, we're here with Fred Keating, right? And Fred is the president of Rowan College of South Jersey. And Rowan College of South Jersey, if you are not familiar, has been here for how long? You said 50 years?
Oh, the college is 50 years old.
50 years old.
Gloucester and Cumberland counties, and now together as Rowan College of South Jersey. Tim, as you said, that's who we are. Cumberland and Gloucester are united and merged as one county structure that is affiliated directly in a premier partnership with primarily Rowan University.
Right. So that's one of the things we wanted to start out talking about, right? So, so this whole campus that we walked the whole thing, it's amazing. There's so much stuff going on here. It's literally the hub spot, in my opinion, for Gloucester County. So we've got, the college, we've got medical behind us, we've got behavioral science here, right?
Yes.
We've got, math. We've got over in the corner, we've got the county buildings. And what have we got over there?
Well, that's workforce development. They moved onto the campus about a year ago.
Yep.
And during the pandemic, the buildings were put up. So that's the Department of Labor. It's vocational rehab.
Right.
The American Jobs Center, which is Gloucester County, with regard to, again, economic development and workforce board development.
Right.
And we wanted them on the campus to attach to education, like we spoke. So they're now literally on the property. Rowan Medicine came in at the same time. These buildings were done together. So we do have Rowan School of Osteopathic Medicine's branch campus out of Stratford, the main campus, here on our site. And soon, hopefully, we'll have a annex of the medical school on our campus in Vineland, next to the Inspira Hospital down there in Cumberland County.
Right, it's kind of a go around the room here of things that are going on. Matter of fact, things are being built as we speak.
Yes. The one over there we talked about. The one that's the furthest along the line is going to be Allied Health, which will be respiratory therapy, surgical tech, med tech, dietary science, and such nutritional.
Let's take a look. We'll give them a quick peek at that one. So you can see all the stuff going on behind us. Here's the trucks. They're building still, right? And there's the building you were talking about, right?
Yeah. Well, the one that's being worked on where you see the truck moving the dirt, that's the Gloucester County Institute of Technology. That's the Securing Our Children Bond Act.
Right.
They're going to be building an advanced manufacturing training center on the college here property in a full partnership between the VOTEC and the college for that manufacturing type training. So with that in mind, the high school students will be on the campus and in that building during the day, and at 3, 4 o'clock we'll change the keys over, and the college will come in for the adult night program with regard to the same training of technicians and whatnot in logistics and advanced manufacturing.
Roger that. So let's keep moving here because there's so much to see here, right? So we talked about the fact that you guys are locked in with Rowan University and other schools and other education systems in the area. So talk about how that's affecting the people, the young kids and the people that are coming here to school, because there are so many amazing programs that you just told me about that make it possible for anyone to come here economically at a low price.
Well, as we talked a little earlier, Tim, this idea of what we think here is a 3-word vocabulary: access, affordability, and transferability. So the access aspect is that we say anyone, and we're now focused on non-traditional as much as traditional, which would mean age is not a factor. Open admission, there is an assessment aspect on your literacy and math skills determination if you can go credit or not, remediation or certificate. But we're everything from a GED up through, again, a certificate in the beginning of trade and industry. We can take you on from there to an associate's degree. We have 10 programs here now that are known as 3+1, which means 3 years here, 1 year at Rowan. You get the baccalaureate from them and the associate's degree from us. So we have when you use the word hub, I think the idea is that we look at ourselves as the pivot point in the middle of education in the county, now the region, that, this is where a traditional student would come, become familiar, get into a more mature aspect of higher ed rigor, get into the selectivity of the major in the area of study, because we all change our minds. And then once you settle that in, we can get you to Rowan, obviously, seamlessly, based on your GPA. You don't even go through admission. Or we can send you anywhere in the state, the country, or even the world for that matter. We have individuals now that are going to some of the schools outside of New Jersey, but we prefer you stay home, be educated here, get a great education, and stay here and
an affordable
quality
education.
of life. Yes. Again, we have resident life, We have 400 beds at Rowan University in what we call Rowan Choice, which is a first 2-year live there, go to school here. And we also have campus programs down on the main campus at the university.
Right.
Or you commute here, which is historic to community county colleges. So if you don't want or need the bed, if you do a 3+1 in psychology or nursing, we can get you a bachelor's degree for $27,000.
And the 3+1, so they understand what that means. What is that? What is that exactly?
Well, it's literally that we petitioned through Rowan University blessing it because they own the upper level, the junior, senior year. We as county colleges, historically and statutorily, we're sitting on a first, second year, freshman, sophomore, and then transfer. What's unique about the relationship that we have with Rowan is that we now have 10 programs, as I mentioned,
Right.
all on our website, that would indicate the ones that are available for the third year. The premier program in that is nursing and psychology, actually 2. So with in mind, you can actually do the 3 years here at our price and under our relationship and our faculty. We weave the curriculum right into the Rowan University Baccalaureate. And then you would transfer to Rowan only for the 4th year of the capstone year, graduate with a bachelor's degree at Rowan University. You'd have both.
Awesome.
And the cost differential is obviously significant. $5,000 a year times 3.
That's crazy.
And then if you commute to Rowan without the resident life of the bed, you've got it down to about $27,000, $28,000. So for under $30,000, there's a baccalaureate.
So, and we talked about the partnership between you guys and Inspira.
Yeah.
So that's something that you worked out with Amy Mansue. So let's talk a little bit about that. How's that going?
Well, it's going really, really well. I mean, Amy's a very unique individual. I consider her a career partner, somewhat even a friend.
As do I.
Yeah, conversations with her initially upon her arrival in South Jersey with Inspira during the pandemic, actually, which made it extremely difficult.
Right.
We came to the idea that the medical profession and the entire spectrum of the medical profession needed people, and they needed well-trained people, quantity and quality.
And quickly.
And can you do it by tomorrow? So what we did is we met with her HR department, her leadership team, did it here. Our dean, Dr. Susan Hall, Brendan Rickards, our provost, and we designed just that. And that's where we design our buildings and our program and our growth around those conversations. We have obviously received a generous gift from Inspira for a $2 million donation. We put that money half into research and development of new program, and the other half is in the consideration of scholarship and opportunity. So with that, with New Jersey's community college grant, as we were saying earlier, last dollar under adjusted gross income is $65,000 in a household, we can get individuals through the program with little or no debt. And the uniqueness of the relationship is that Inspira serves 70% of our clinical opportunity in nursing and in health.
Right.
And in doing so, they have the opportunity of capture the employee. So what we see out of that is that we train them together, and they have an opportunity to test, the individual and have a look at them. And if they like what they see, they can offer to, a contract of employment prior to graduation, which gives them then a steady stream of hopefully employees to serve South Jersey through the medical system they have. So it was a great move for both. It's a fabulous move. We put all of our energy into that program with the relationship and also with the development. We're now doing, as I said, respiratory therapy. There are no programs.
Right.
We're coming out of a pandemic, which was focused on respiratory life. And we're looking at other things, as I said. So the more we expand our programs, they're with design.
Right.
And
So
Inspira's been a partner.
with that in mind, and coming out of the pandemic, and you guys are all back to school, not to use that typical phrase, back to school, right? But that's the fact, right? So we're back. Everybody's back. We're all back in the building. We're back here learning. We're back in person together, and we're able to learn from each other and collaborate with each other, which is immensely important, as we talked about, right? And we talked about the fact that there's community here, and the fact that all these colleges connected and all these organizations just from Gloucester County that are connected, you're building a community, like an incredible community. GCIT is part of that community.
Yes.
So talk about the community aspect and what's going on here with your staff and the students and whatnot.
Well, the pandemic, as you and I spoke earlier, was not just a game changer, it was a life changer. And we are still suffering in the higher ed community and community colleges in particular throughout our country with the enrollment drop. So we are actually, yes, we are reopened now in this beginning of September. We're back in class. We brought back pretty much the faculty and the student body, with the exception of what we have live online and online programming. And I think that it is a better way. We talked earlier about the idea of the exchange of population and having the connective tissue. I'm a little old-fashioned, but I think that when I talk to the cabinet here and the other parts of our relationship, the attitude is that, this is not something that can be done completely on a Zoom meeting or a Zoom exchange or a telephone.
I'm with you on that.
So with that in mind, we are, quote, open. We're not out of the pandemic, but we're cautiously walking through and operating as if we were, with precaution and care. So far, the student body seems to have responded to it. Our enrollment drop, which during the pandemic was double digit, is down to 3% this year. So we're seeing this desire to return. Having said all of that, it is a community. Like I said, we've got a medical school on the campus, the only one in the country with one. It's not our medical school, but it's our partner. We're involved in the design plan with Rowan University and Ali Hushman with regard to the veterinary program and our veterinary tech and veterinary assistant. We're looking again at business and finance. International business degrees are coming out through the Rowan School of Business. And now we have a School of Engineering and Math. We just walked past that, and our students are graduating, go right into the School of Engineering in Rowan University based on GPA. The behavioral science is our newest one with regard to, again, Rowan doing the social work now. So we'll have psychology, social work, pain management, not the nuclear techs, but the idea of the drug and alcohol management and peer mentoring. So we're going to dive into behavior because, as we talked earlier, behavioral issues
are huge right now.
It's overwhelming with what we're trying to do for our students, ourselves,
our families,
and society at large.
Yeah.
This country's going through a very difficult period, in our opinion, and we're going to have to respond on the educational side, and we're going to have to come in here and support our student body on the behavioral side more than ever before, and we're preparing to do that.
So shifting gears just a little bit, I did ask you some other questions, some more fun questions, right? So I asked Dr. Keating, what was his favorite thing to do when he went home, and he's not Dr. Keating at home, he's Fred, obviously, at home to his wife and all. So what is it you like to do at home? When you get home and you just want to relax and chill out, what do you do?
Well, Tim, as we talked earlier, I'll attempt to play golf with the golf team here at the college, or some of my friends or associates down at Pippin. So that's still an attempt, but it's only an attempt to play. Having been an athlete all my life, I still think I can do these things, but I really feel that I can't. So I'll still do it anyway and enjoy the atmosphere.
Yep.
And most importantly, to answer your question, my wife and I seek the solace of the ocean.
That was the next thing.
Get me down to the Jersey Shore or anywhere on the coastline, or any coastline for that matter, and put me in an ocean and I go to peace. It's a clarity of thought. It's a chance to relax and re-energize. And these positions now, for as long as I can hold it and do it, I intend to. And to do it with that kind of, as we talked earlier, you have to have a purpose.
Right.
When you get out of bed in the morning, you have to have a purpose. Lacking purpose, you really don't have a reason to go to work. So as long as the fire burns, I say, do it. Education is lifetime. You never stop learning, and you don't want to stop.
And you said that, you talked about that. So I want to make a point of having you kind of repeat that, because you talked about, coming here and getting an education and learning about what you want to do, figuring all that out, going through all the motions to get your degree and get on with your life. And then you talked about staying here and moving here and developing a family here and basically putting roots in, right? And what that does is that creates like you said, that purpose in life, right? So without that purpose, what are you doing? You can come to college, you can get a great degree and get a great job and make a ton of money, right? But if you don't have a purpose and you don't have family and friends and things to share it with, what good is it, right? So I think that your philosophy on how you run the school and how you teach the staff and the students what you want to have happen here, I think is pretty amazing, because that hit me when you said that to me about people putting roots in the area.
Well, that has been the anchor principle that we, the college, have worked under. We call it a student-centered culture, but part of that culture is service to your community. And when we say it or do it or try to preach it, we talk about this community, the one we're living in. We are very sensitive to the idea that Southern New Jersey lacks doctors, lacks engineers, lacks everything. We only have 4 higher eds above the community college in Stockton, Rowan, Georgian Court, and Rowan and Rutgers Camden. So my point on that is that the southern part of the state, I believe personally, professionally, is underserved. And the only way we can conquer it is to provide educational opportunity. So we're doing that. But to a higher point, I think what we try to preach in that culture is to stay in this community. We are the #1 state in the United States to export higher education talent. We've invested in them from preschool, kindergarten to 12, and then we say goodbye to that brain drain, or we experience that brain drain. So the point that we talked about was preach to them. When I go over and have a chance to talk to the medical students that are now accepted as the first class over Rowan School of Osteopathic Medicine, the little bit that I was there for a welcome to the community is also to say, could you stay in this community and help us and serve us?
Right.
And it actually drew a response from them. They gave me a double look, they gave me a double clutch, like what's this guy talking about? But the idea was,
you knew.
if you will stay here, meet your significant other, your family, have roots in this community, you would have a better interest and maybe an ability to serve this community for health. And we've done that with all of our students here. And a lot of them, because they're here at a county college, they've already established that their distance was not part of their equation.
Right.
Maybe money was, maybe the family or first generational. But the more we can build on that, yes, we believe that's our #1 consideration, a good quality education. What's the payback? Stay here and serve the people that live with you.
That's right.
And take care of each other.
You find contentment and salvation through service and dedication. That is what I like to say.
That's our philosophy, is the servant aspect of leadership. And all the textbooks of leadership, servant is the one I like the most.
Yep. And like you said, it all comes down to purpose, right?
Yes. And we can show them what the purpose is. And the more so that we now have Inspiras and businesses and Ascend to Behavioral Health, people that want to partner with us for our graduates, but they also want to get an individual that they can cultivate. What I hear the most is we want to cultivate them to the culture of our business or our entity, meaning that they want to have the same consideration of practice, that it's a service approach to community. Every job around lands to assist and help another human being have a better life.
So if anybody wants to get a hold of you, Dr. Keating, the president of South Jersey, Rowan College, South Jersey, how do they do that? It's getting hot. Starting to lose my train of thought here. It's hot out here.
Yeah, a little warm for September. Well, quickly to wrap it, Tim, we have obviously the college website. We're all on it, and we don't, we put our names, our numbers. My cell phone, ironically, is even on it.
Oh, jeez.
But I prefer go through the office. But we make ourselves accessible on purpose. We don't fear it. I have students that tell me, the hot dogs are too cold in the cafeteria. Go ahead, tell me, and we'll find somebody to look into it and give you an answer. We do believe strongly, and we're fighting with this post-pandemic workforce, to be able to say that there's no phone call that doesn't go answered within, I'd like to say 24 hours. So we're not there, but everybody's trying to get there, and workforce is still a problem in every industry. But the bottom line is, you go to our website, all of our departments are there, the deans are there. We have open house coming up a little bit later in October. We do have some job fairs. We're doing a health fair.
The mega job fair is coming up, October 14th, right?
And we have a health fair in October. We have open house in October on both campuses. We make ourselves as open and accessible to the public as we can, and we're still trying to find our way out of this pandemic. So somewhere in the middle lies, we hope, the truth and the salvation of what we're going to try to do here, which is build it back and expand it. And your point is made. If you come on this soil, you will find everything, and service to people as young as 3 and up into through their adult life and all aspects of life.
Faith and hope. Faith and hope. That's what's going to keep us moving, right?
That's all we got right now.
Exactly right. Well, listen, thank you for being on. I really appreciate it. This has been great. It's been educational for me. I learned so much today. My head is ready to explode, right? But I really appreciate it. And to all of you out there, thanks for watching. Keep on moving, keep on walking, and I'll see you next time on Walkin' and Talkin' with Tim.